Hi, everybody. This is Eric with Batman 100 to Now. We talk about all the issues of the Batman mainline comic series from number 100 up through the present. So right now we're going to talk about all of the different variants for Batman 158, which is the first issue of the Hush 2 storyline by Jeff Loeb and Jim Lee, with Williams and Sinclair also, of course, helping out with Jim Lee on that one. So we're going to go through an order of all the different variants. These are the regular variants, or the regular issues, the open variants, the incentive variants, and the retailer exclusives. So it'll be everything. This is the complete set of 158, at least so far. And the order we're going to go through is going to be through the UPC order, which will mostly follow the kind of regular ABC cover method, but it'll be a little bit easier, and that's how I have them organized in this right here. So we're going to start out with 158, cover A, which is, it'll be listed, with barcode 1. But first one we'll talk about is just the kind of prelude to Hush. This was an ashcan that came out from the Fan Expo, so this is one of the first ones. So 158 A cover. This is the one, there were 400,000 copies ordered of this whole issue. So the A cover is the Jim Lee cover with Scott Williams and Alex Sinclair. So this is the B cover, and I'm actually going to bring this out with the C cover as well. So these are connecting. Let's see if I can get them correct. So these are the connecting variants by Jim Lee. So it's the B and C cover. Barcode is basically cover 1, but the second version, third version. So barcodes 2 and 3. All right, here's where we start getting into the incentive variants. This is Lee Bermejo with the 1 and 25 variant. Lee Bermejo is one of my favorite artists. I was glad to see that he got one of these, especially as one of the incentive variants. So the 1 in 50 variant is Simone Di Maio. So this is the 1 in 50 variant. Now we get into some of the ones that are the Virgin variants. So this is the 1 in 100 by Jim Lee, Scott Williams, and Alex Sinclair. So this is barcode number 6. So it's the Virgin variant by Jim Lee. All right, so usually pretty rare, the 1 in 250. They don't come out too many of these. So this is the pencils version of that same cover we saw for the A cover. Just Jim Lee on pencils for that one. All right, cover number 8. This is Scott Campbell. So still just that's just the open variant. The foil version of cover A. So again, an open variant. This is cover 9. All right, you got your blank variant. So now we're starting to get into some of the higher numbers. This is cover 22, but it's just an open variant. Blank 1. All right, these are going to be some of the last open variants. This is the March Madness or Courtside variant by Tony Daniel. So celebrating March Madness going on when this issue came out. And this is a connecting variant by Gabriele Dell'Otto. There'll be other versions of this through 159 and 160. So always excited to see what he has coming down the pipe. That connecting variant will be pretty neat. All right, so this is 25. This is, I think, the last open variant that we have by Dan Mora. Actually, there's one more by Dan Mora, I think. All right, so now we're getting into some of the exciting ones. So these are the 1 in 608 incentive variants. So you have the autograph by L.Lee and autograph by Jeff Loeb. So each of these has their own signatures. These came like this. Came with a card where you could send them in to get them slabs. I prefer all my comics raw, so I do have the kind of certificate of authenticity in here, but these are the two versions. So it's barcode 26 and 27, but these are the 1 in 608s. And then here's the big ones. This is the 1 in 1,000. So if there are 400,000 copies printed, there's no more than 400 of this. Kind of depends on how the orders shook out between all the retailers, but probably about 400 of these. So it's just a variant by L.Lee. It's the Wraparound. So pretty neat. Signed by L.Lee and Jeff Loeb. Super cool. All right, so this is going to be the last one that is part of the retailer just open orders or incentive variants. So this was the showcase by Sean Murphy. He did a lot of the White Knight stories, but it's just a wraparound foil. For some reason, this one was $24.99. That was the retail price on that. Not sure why it was that expensive. It's a neat cover, but it was called a DC showcase. Features all of the characters from Hush 1. So I'm interested if these are going to all repeat in Hush 2, or if this was a showcase of Hush 1. We'll certainly see as we get more of the issues out in the, I think, 6-part series of Hush 2. So now we're getting into all the retailer exclusives. So these were pretty neat. Took a while to get all of them shipped to me, but really excited. So this is Lee Bermejo. This was through Trinity Comics. Again, Lee Bermejo, one of my favorites. So he had one of the incentive variants, but then a retailer exclusive through Trinity. I stand corrected. One more of the open. This is the Gatefold variant. It's barcode 33, so it just kind of gets mixed in with all the retailer exclusives. But it's a Gatefold variant. So if you were to take this out, it would fold out and show all the different connecting covers that L.Lee had done. All right, so this is Golden Apple. So this was G. Young Lee. So Golden Apple retail exclusive there. All right, so this one is going to be Comic Inspiration. It's by Carla Cohen and Lucio Perillo. All right, this is a Jiang cover by 6-1. It's a kind of a joint venture with 616, PCB Hobby, and Comic Traders out of Canada. So it's a John Jiang cover. Pretty cool. And they also did a foil version of that one as well. Let's get a few more here. Oh, so another one, sorry. This is number 44. This is the version of that one from 616. All right, I'm always a big fan of these. I don't know why. They're super cool. This is from Big Time Collectibles as part of the Chicago Comic and Entertainment Expo, but just cool foil logo. So this one was High Horse Comics. Tula Lote did this one. Pretty neat. So cover 52 with the barcode. This is by Encased Comics. It was by Alessandro Micheli. And this was the last one that I got. There was apparently a printing error with the first round for Encased, and they had to basically get all of their retailer exclusives reprinted. It took a while to get those back. I feel bad for them, but they got all the comics out. Super glad they actually got the retailer exclusive, and glad it just showed up. So this one, personal favorite. So this was by Stuart Sager. Stuart Sager, fantastic artist. And this was actually my local comic shop in Dayton, Ohio. So Bell Book and Comic. You can see their logo right there. Bell Book and Comic did a exclusive with Stuart Sager. Love the cover, great color, unique artist, really neat. But this is just the regular retailer exclusive from Bell Book and Comic. Because it was my local, I went a little crazy. So I got the signed version, has the certificate of authenticity in there, and then also had a remark done as well. So you'll be able to see some additional drawing by Stuart Sager on that one. So really happy with this one. Love that my local comic shop in Dayton, Ohio got a retailer exclusive for $158. So really happy there. All right, so this was through I'm Collectible Art. It came signed by Jim Lee, has the certificate of authenticity. So just a neat cover there by Jim Lee. So I guess that's probably, I want to say 5 or 6 different versions by Jim Lee. So a foil version here from KRS Comics. It's Warren Lau. Yeah, foil cover there with Harley Quinn. Haven't seen her in 158 yet. I'm assuming she's gonna come out in some of the other issues of Hush 2. So this one is Scott Williams and Alex Sinclair. So they did a cover without Jim Lee. Pretty cool. Like that one. Good to see them doing a cover there. This is Midtown Comics. So they did a exclusive. It's a connecting variant. So I think there's 2 more that'll all connect. I know Poison Ivy's one of them. I'm not sure what the next one is, but those will all be coming in and they'll all be connecting variants. All right, so these are all super neat. One of my favorite artists, of course, the great Alex Ross. So this is Barcode 58. It's Batgirl, kind of is part of what he calls the DC Legends, very similar to the Marvel Timeless series that he does. But Batgirl cover, she's appeared already in 158 and 159. I'm sure she'll be, I think she's featured on the cover of either 160 or 161. So this was the Collectors Club exclusive. So I had to sign up for the Collectors Club with Alex Ross, but it's a great version of some art he'd already done called Scars. So made that into the cover for this one. And this is a fantastic cover. Another exclusive through alexrossart.com. Just really neat. All right, we've got a few more here. So foil cover from Comic Inspiration, also part of Chicago Comic and Entertainment Expo. So foil version there. This is the glow-in-the-dark version. So this was available if you showed up for the launch party at 6:08 p.m. So got this through Bell Book and Comic when I showed up for the signing with Stuart Sager. They actually had their own trouble that we ran into for that launch day. Their order got held up from FedEx for whatever reason. It wasn't going to arrive until the next day. So some of the guys went out there, picked him up at FedEx, dropped him back off, got him everything opened on the fly just to make sure customers could get what they're looking for. But this was one of the items that came with that launch exclusive. Pretty neat. So Alvaro Martinez Bueno did a Fan Expo version. This is limited to 1,500. So this one actually doesn't have a barcode. I think this last one was barcode 67. This is just the Fan Expo version. And then this is also the kind of foil version of that, limited to 1,000. So those are all of the variants for Batman 158, first version of the Hush 2 storyline. Super excited. 159 just showed up for me and got them all, except I'm waiting on the Midtown exclusive from the retailer exclusive from Midtown. That'll be coming, I think, on Monday for me. So I'll do another one of these for 159. But that's all the options for 158. Let me know if you want to see any up close, and I'll make another video of those, probably one of the shorts. So thanks for watching. Again, this is Eric with Batman 100 to Now, and enjoy.